How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting. Welcome back to Muv-Luv Monday. Here we are. She's back. We're like on a little date thing. I have no idea what to expect here, but it's gonna be. It's gonna be so adorably like it's gonna be. It's either gonna be so cute, it's gonna be painful, or something dramatic's gonna happen. It could go either way. But you know what? We've earned some cuteness and some brevity. I think we're in for a treat today. Hopefully, it's not going to be too bad, but we are ratcheting up for the insanity that will be the finale of, like, the big fight. So I don't know if we're going to get to that today or not. That's the thing. It's like, if we have a lot of interpersonal stuff going on, it might end up being a shorter episode if I don't want to jump, like, feet first into the action without a clear, like, resolution on the horizon. That being said, maybe this is going to be a 5-minute scene and we're just going to jump right into it. So I don't really know what to expect for this episode. Just, mostly just here to hang out and just to enjoy the story. So why don't we do just that? Now that Yui's back and everything is glorious again. Certainly going to be things complicated, of course, but it's a win in my book, and I'm very excited. Also, I said it in the last episode, and the comments were very highly about it again. Again, just thank you. I mean, I'm really impressed that I didn't get any, like, spoilers. Now, as something you point out, like, isn't that always what we do, you know, like, and it's true. This community has always been so fantastic about making sure spoilers are minimized, that we don't have to deal with me getting spoiled too often. And even then, it's the spoiling is, if there's any spoiling, it's usually about, like, game mechanics, not so much about actual game's plot and character development, which is fantastic. But, like, what I wanted to clarify there is that usually some kind of trickle ends up coming through sometime, or I get primed for something. Like, even little hints of things that's like, oh, but what's, like, something interesting is going to happen. Like, even that, like, there wasn't any of that at all. And so that really just blew me away, because I didn't even, like, sometimes while no one spoils the twist, I can get a sense that there's something coming. I had no idea that something like this was coming at all. It was so far out of my mind that it was the coolest thing. Anyway, so again, thank you so much. Let's jump into it. Wonder if Yui's read my report yet. My proposal makes an awful lot of sense, and I'm not saying that just because I'm the one who came up with them. No, they're legitimately good ideas. Sure, I was completely off the mark with the Fubuki, but back then, I didn't understand the reason for the machine's peculiarities. This isn't just me throwing a tantrum because things aren't going my way. I hope. I racked my brains coming up with this stuff, and I've written those darn documents more times than I can count. All for the sake of the XFJ program.
ここは空いているか?
No.
よかった。
Aww.
探したんだぞ。
So she just found us. I thought we'd, like, gone out
夕食
together.
はもう取ったのか?
Not yet?
なら、一緒にどうだ? あ、そうだ。私が取ってきてやろう。あ、そうだ、そうしよう。何がいい?
I doubt this can make a thumbnail, but we should treasure this expression, because look how happy she is. Just genuine, pure, unadulterated joy on her face right now. That's very, very cute. No, wait, I can't boss a recovering patient around, much less one who has a close brush with death.
大丈夫だ。北米最大の国連軍基地の蘇生医療技術、並ではないぞ。
Guess that's how it is. Yufei was always running around the place while nursing compound fractures. Still, you're my superior officer. It should be the other way around.
笑わせるな。上官扱いしているとは思えない口調で、何を今さら。
Well, point taken, but still.
わかった。では上官として命令する。ブリティッシュ少尉、私のリハビリに協力せよ。
I mean, come on, man. You can't turn that down. Smart ass.
上官命令だぞ、ユウヤ。早く何が食べたいか教えるんだ。
I don't know. Bring me something you'd think I'd like. Surprise me.
何?
Remember last time I brought you something to eat? Well, I'd be keeping track of your taste, so I had a rough idea what you'd enjoy. She's like, oh crap. This script flipped quickly. Now it's my turn to check if you've been keeping a close eye on me or not.
どれだけ
What is he doing here? You heard me. You know how to keep how you kept nagging me about every little thing when you put your lead developer cap on. Same deal.
見てるぞ。すごく見てる。私は貴様をとても見てるぞ。
Vincent would be rolling if he was like listening in on this. He'd be like, "Are you serious? She just said that." Sure. That's great to hear. Words are cheap. Time to put up or shut up.
受けて立つぞ。私は貴様を見てる。とてもな。
Why is she like someone who makes her this frustrated? I honestly think the biggest reason is like, it's like, okay, so there's always that argument about the nice guys talking on the internet, be like, oh, girls don't like nice guys, they're just like jerks. No, I think this is actually the key here. Girls don't like, it isn't that girls don't like being treated well and prefer being treated like a jerk. I think what it truly comes down to is that regardless of your gender, it's attractive when someone, not usurps, that's the wrong word for this, but subverts, that's right, not usurps, subverts. When someone subverts your expectations, it catches your eye, it kind of becomes like this like weird like parasite in your head, and you just start like living rent-free in their headspace, and that can be enough. Like you've got other things like attitude, looks, personality, like all you need is that little bit of brain space and you're golden. And I think that's what's happening with Yuuya, and I think that's what people who call themselves nice guys, who think that, like, they don't understand why, like, when they go to the extra effort to treat, like, girls, especially girls that they find attractive, like, really, really well, that they don't see that reciprocation. There's two reasons. Number one, because usually what they see as being nice is coming across really creepy, because it's very, very, like, you can kind of sense desperation. But secondly, I think, especially if it's an attractive person, like, it doesn't even have to be, like, the most beautiful, but, like, someone who's just regarded as attractive, somebody who, like, gets flirted with by more than one person, they probably get treated nice by a lot of people. They probably have come to expect that, and so they can often take that kind of attitude for granted. But it's the people who treat you differently, the ones who make you feel unique, not just to the compared to other people, like, the idea, like, it's not just like, oh, they obviously treat me differently than they treat other girls. Like, that definitely matters. But I think more importantly is when they feel like you're getting treated differently than other people, than you expect people to treat you. It gets that brain space over. So why does Yuuya go so head over heels for Yuuya? Well, because he from the beginning, he didn't respect her authority and her position as a royal guardsman. Almost everybody, even people from other nations, respected that authority level, understanding and knowing, based on like their learning and understanding of like the training and the combat experience that she's already had, despite how young she is, like and her skill that they probably witnessed really early on gives them a reverence for her. Yuuya rejected that and had a hostility that overrode all that logic, so he was hostile to her, and I think that she was a little taken aback by it, and was met fire with fire. And so in a way, it became like a duel, which is something that she has a lot of passion for, this idea of like fighting and having someone who can stand on equal footing. And so she doesn't like, I think she was impressed with someone who wouldn't allow, like, who wasn't getting pushed around, even if it was her pushing that he resisted. And then he also learned, adapted. He was willing to grow, to admit that he made mistakes, and to push harder, rather than just give up or get too frustrated. Where most people might have broken, where most people would have just got flustered and given up, he pushed harder than ever. And he was able to admit that he was wrong and attempted to grow. And that was a big signal for her as well. But it all starts from that seed, that understanding that, like, why does he treat me so differently than anybody else? Guys, girls, whatever. And here's a good example of that too. Now, a big part of it as well is because he's kind of oblivious. Like, she flat out said that, like, I think about you all the time. And that just went right over his head. And instead, he just keeps teasing her. So she says something really embarrassing that most people would be like, whoa, holy crap, you know, like, react to. And instead of doing that, he just kind of plows ahead. And I think that, again, like, that kind of works in his favor here. Is she currently having fun, fluffy memories and thoughts about him? No, she's really frustrated with him. But she also probably just loves the fact that she finds him attractive and he treats her so differently than anybody else. And in a way, when you treat somebody differently, than subverting their expectations and proving that it's not like you treat every girl. Like, if he was just being a player, I think it would have cooled her off really quickly, but he doesn't talk to anyone else like he talks to Yui. And I think she can recognize that. And I think that that's the other selling point that really hammers home this really growing, like, and budding emotional infatuation. It could become true love, you know, if things play out well. It's all that. It's all psychology, but it's a psychology that makes sense. And it's like, it's funny because it's the actual solution to the nice guy, like, issue. But if you sat down to one of these nice guys and tried to explain this, I think it would also go right over their head. So, anyway, psychology breakdown done. All right. Is it gonna hit you now, man? Dang, look at Yui's face, bright red with anger. I can practically see the bulging veins on her forehead. Almost signed my own death warrant, but can you blame me? I'm going the extra mile to act like usual. Maybe I'm trying so hard my efforts are actually backfiring? Feels like it's been ages since the terrorist attack, since the last time our lives were normal. What'd she get us? What'd she get? Hey, Yui.
待たせたな。さあ、どうだ?
Yeah? What's that? Mashed potatoes?
ウガリというらしい。ケニアなどアフリカ東部の主食だと言っていたぞ。
Ooh, ugali. That sounds cool. I've never had African cuisine. Like, I've never even had a chance to go to an African restaurant. Like, the funny thing is, like, that's totally something I would do. Like, I love trying food from different cultures, and I'm a big spice buff. And I've heard that that a lot of the spices that are, like, used in a lot of, like, especially North African delicacies, from what I hear, again, like, this is all hearsay from tiny snippets I've picked up around, but I hear that they use a lot of very prominent spices, and it sounds delicious. I've always wanted to try it. By who?
カウンターに並んでいたドゥーマ正体の英士だ。それがどうした?
Huh. Why did you choose this?
よくぞ聞いてくれた。私が見るに、貴様は常に変化と開拓を求めている。
She's so pleased. She's so pleased with herself. Yeah, that's right. Now that all makes sense. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna eat something I've never seen before in my life.
結構うまかったぞ。
You tried it? How do you know? Did you give it a try?
ああ、さっきな。試験を明日に備えたメインテストパイロットに、味も正体もわからぬものを取らせるわけにはいかないからな。
That's pretty cute. Wait, that's why it took you so long to come back. You're, weirdly overprotective.
当然だろう。それに、変は余計だ。
Now, see, the thing is, if you ask her, like, if she were to try and produce food for Teresa, would she have eaten that or tasted that? If you say so, I'll take a bite now. Dang, this is good.
だろ見ているだろ私はユーヤをすごくしっかり見ているだろ
She's so forward today. It's really interesting. You know, though, close brush with death, maybe she's finally decided, you know what? Screw propriety. I'm just gonna live the life I want to live, because I almost didn't live. Sure could do with a know-it-all. Sure could do without that know-it-all smile.
貴様だって笑っているじゃないか。そんなことよりどうだ見ていたか私は。
She wants praise so much. Yeah, you sure did.
そうか。私は見ていたか。
Yeah. She's trying hard today. Not like I mind, though. Satisfied now?
おう、何の話だ
Nothing. Forget it.
ところでユーヤ、話があるんだ。
A serious one from the sound of it.
今まで騙すような結果となり、本当にすまなかった。
You know what? I have to say, that literally wasn't your fault at all. You didn't get to choose.
どうしても真実を伝えるわけにいかず、本当に申し訳なかった。
No. Honestly, again, that you didn't get to choose, that was not an option, and frankly, he would not have been able to keep it a secret, so it would have completely ruined whatever, like, backdoor investigations they were doing, behind the scenes. No, you really didn't need to. I mean, a bullet to the chest, it's not the kind of wound you can just slap a band-aid on and walk off. Phoebe said she was bleeding profusely. You're back now. Nothing else matters. Okay, that was kind of corny, but saying it took a weight off my chest. Honestly, really is the best honesty really is the best policy.
Yuuya.
Well, the DIA folk have been flushing out the remaining terrorist cells, and I hear their work is as good as done, so it makes sense for you to come back now. But whatever the case, I'm just glad to have you back. Seriously, you can't even imagine.
Ah. Arigato.
Still, do you have any idea why you were the only one they tried to kill? It wasn't just you who played a role in suppressing the terrorist attack.
わからない。検挙された者たちの中から狙撃犯が特定されたという話はまだ聞いていないからな。
So it's almost like they got the impression that the investigators feel like they got an idea, or at least they have a suspicion, but they didn't tell her, which is interesting. So does that mean they think it was the Soviets and they're just playing, like they're gonna play the waiting game and see what happens? Or they don't actually know and they just realize that they had to let her back eventually? Don't you think it's weird? We all took part in that fight. Why haven't we been targeted?
まあそうだろうが、私は竹三日槌に乗っていたし、色からしても特定は容易だったのではないかな。
I really am surprised though. Like, Yu is a very clever individual, and she's also been good at politicking. You think I would have thought that she would have put together that like the conversation she had with Kriska with either talking to like a psychic projection of Sendak or a programmed projection of Sendak. Either way, that was really like interesting. You think that she would recognize that itself might have been the problem. No, that doesn't sound right to me. Maybe, I don't know, they decided it would be a good idea to go after the woman? Because if the terrorists are trying to kill the people who thwarted their plans, then how come they didn't even bother with Captain Sendak or me? Hey, careful.
すまない。
Sendak. When you said the name, she kind of like jumped. It's fine. You just spilled your drink, dude. A minor slip up like that comes with the territory.
いや、その。
It's good to see you trying to make up for lost time, but Rome wasn't built in a day, you know? Seems Yui's not quite 100% yet, but that's hardly surprising. It's no wonder that her nerves are shot. An assassination attempt would leave even the most hardened of veterans reeling from the trauma. Okay, so like, part of her, I think, recognizes the Sendak is somehow related. It's a miracle she's back with us. The bullet was meant for her head, but instead hit her in the chest, and that's only because she stood up at the very last second. Off target or not, a direct hit from a sniper bullet flying at high speed is powerful enough to rip a hole through blood vessels, mucus, and muscle and vital organs. Should have been fatal, but once again, luck intervened, and the shot just happened to land on the pocket watch inside her breast pocket. Her guardian angel must have been working overtime.
なんだ?
Is he staring at her chest? Not the most tactful man in the world, but damn, it wouldn't cross my mind to discuss the particulars of an assassination attempt with the victim herself. Nothing.
そうか。
I was just thinking about how I can't wait to get back to the usual swing of things.
そうだな。
That was a sad note. Speaking of which, you had a chance to read my report yet?
一通り目は通した。それで直接話を聞こうと思ってな。
Alright.
探しに来たというわけだ。
That's great to hear. Ask away, don't be shy.
貴様の提案を端的に言うと、知らぬい新潟を作り直せと言っているように感じるのだが、真意はどうなんだ?
Going for the jugular right away. She hasn't lost a step. And here I thought I was being clever, asking for a bunch of relatively simple improvements to mask my actual goal. Was it that obvious?
つまり、到底受け入れられないであろう要求をしている自覚がある。という。
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. It would be a mistake to start from scratch. As it stands, the Shiranui second has more than enough potential. And yes, I know it's supposed to be a multi-role machine, and it's supposed to have options for enhancement down the line, and I sure as hell know it's supposed to be a machine pilots of all skill levels can handle comfortably. Still, there's too much redundancy in terms of design and performance. You could say that the Shiranui second's responses are, maybe too dialed back would be the right term? You saw how we got our butts handed to us, right? That's our just desserts for playing it safe. As much as I hate to admit it, the current incarnation of the Shiranui second's no match for the Berkut. From the developer's point of view, it makes no sense to pit two machines with completely different operational assumptions and demand specifications against each other to see which one's better. I get that, believe me. I also understand this is about politics, so even if it were a comparative exercise that goes against the original development plan, we have no other choice but to grit our teeth and get it over with. Okay, I did say that last episode, I believe. But a loss is still a loss. Civilian control is one thing, is a thing, which means some number cruncher at the Ministry of Defense or whatever is going to see that we lost big time, and then we go on to pull our funding without so much of bothering with the details. Even if we win a team battle, they still have an excuse to cut us loose because in their eyes the TSF's potential as a single machine is inferior. You and I know the TSF is expected to operate in element most of the time, but do you think that's going to matter to those guys? If we were only trying to meet demand specifications, the sheer second's average performance won't be anything to write home about. Can't say I like the idea of mass producing a machine like that, much less sending surface pilots into actual battle in it. My proposal establishes the blueprint for us to put the sheer second's wasted potential to good use, and if I might tote my own horn for a second, vastly improves the capabilities of the base model. Of course, I won't throw a tantrum if you decide to shelve the whole thing, but I would like you to keep an open mind for the time being. If you haven't noticed a problem before, well, here I am, shining a spotlight on it, and if you have, I wanted to help you find a way out. But if you think I'm wrong, like with the Fubuki, I want you to tell me straight. Don't sugarcoat it. Just turn me down once and for all.
いや、間違っている間違っていないの話ではないんだ。なるほど。貴様の言い分は分かった。改めて検討させてほしい。
I like that. I think it's often one of the biggest flaws, people who are in leadership positions. They feel the burden of needing to make a decision. And you want to you want to appear decisive, strong, and assertive. Which is true. But a true leader who's confident with their abilities recognizes that sometimes you need time to contemplate. Sometimes you have to pause. You have to sit in silence. You have to marinate a little bit. You have to approach things from multiple angles. You have to give it time to settle in your mind. Making rash decisions on the spot is an important skill in a leader. But a more important skill is when a leader can recognize the importance and value of taking time to think, to stew, to sit, to wait, and ponder. These are skills and important aspects of making any decision. Because while, again, it's critical to be able to make hard decisions with very limited understanding and information at the drop of a hat when necessary, the necessary part is probably the most important part. Recognizing that you don't always have to make decisions on the spot, even in such a moment like this where she's clearly thought about it thoroughly, but she's heard what he has to say about it, and she's going to use that and kind of reevaluate everything from the top to the bottom with this last bit of information she wants to get before she makes any type of decision. Sure thing. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
というわけで受理しておいたからね。すんでのところで間に合ってよかったじゃないか。
感謝はするが、それはどうかな。どうせ言い訳は用意してあったんだろ。勝敗なんて関係ない。
So this is Yuuya. So I'm guessing it was him who probably air flighted her to safety really quickly and faked the death.
私にそんな腹芸は無理だよ。ところで、耳には入れておいた方がいいのかな？
なんだ逃げるのか。まあいい。それでなんということだ。
こればかりは私には未知の領域でね。予想だにしていなかったよ。どうもこ
うも。
若い頃は君も有名を馳せた口だろう。この手の問題はお手の物じゃないのかい。
Obscuring it from us. So that means there's going to be a grand reveal in the future, whatever this is.
高さないでくれ。しかし、もはや状況を見守るしかない。ここで後には引けない。
そうだろうけど、私にはどうにもできないよ。
専門外なのは重々承知している。引き続き観察して、何かあれば連絡してほしい。
わかったよ。お互いのためだしね。それじゃ、敬礼はしないよ。私は軍人じゃないからね。さてと。 まさかこうなるとはね。
I'm guessing that they've pieced together like who the assassins were and what their motivation might have been.
未来なんて誰にもわからないものだ。悪いね、高村中尉。
So he said sorry to Takamura. So why? Sorry, is she gonna have to be thrust into a dangerous situation again? Like, was she brought back to try and draw out the killer? And that's why he's sorry? Or is he sorry that the assassination attempt happened at all? We can't lose tomorrow. Winning isn't everything, true, but that doesn't mean we can take another loss like it's no big deal. It's about achievements. You can't expect to gain recognition of your peers without a track record that shows you're worthy. The moment of truth is coming, partner. She's not here. Oh, it's only to be expected. Even if she were around, she's not going to show her face the moment I want her to. No way. Oh, hey there, Inia. What's going on? You're not with Kriska today? If she's been bonding and working with another pilot, I wonder if she's not feeling herself. Wait, that's our usual pattern, isn't it? She's bound to come running after you anytime now. Hope she takes her sweet time, though, because I have no idea how I'm supposed to face her after she whooped my butt.
Yuuya.
What's up? You seem kind of down. Did something happen? No, that's coward crap. Running away now would be the same as admitting I've already lost for good.
助けて。
Uh-oh. Whoa, what's wrong?
ユーヤ。クリスカが。
Did something happen to her?
クリスカが。クリスカ。
Inia, what happened to her? You need to tell me. Fetch me. Oh no. Please, calm down, Inia. Shoot, did she collapse or something? I knew it. Something was off about her today.
おかしいの。クリスカも。私も。
What do you mean?
このままだと、いらなくなっちゃうの。
Oh, fetch me. Inia, calm down. Start from the beginning.
私も、クリスカも、ダメになっちゃう。
Can't understand a thing she's saying.
イーニア、ここにいたのね。イーニア。
It's not Kriska. Is that Kriska? Wait, no. Something's off. Her vibe is all wrong.
マーティカ。
Martika.
ユーヤ・ブリッジス。イーニアをこちらに引き渡すんだ。早く。
She knows my name. Slow down there. I didn't mean Inia any harm. Are they sisters? No, that can't be right.
イーニア、こっちに。早くなさい。
Alright, you win, but please put the brakes on it. Didn't mean to get into your business, but Inia's obviously frightened. Give me some time to calm her down.
イーニアは、我が軍のテストパイロット。他国衛士の過度な接触は許されない。
I'm Inia's friend. Kriska's too. We're not going behind Captain Sendek's back or anything.
事情は把握している。だが今は考慮すべき時ではない。明日の試験を控え、我々の情報を探ろうとしている。そう勘ぐられるのが嫌なら、今すぐ離れろ。
Wait, R? She's taking part in the test too.
いいにゃ。こっちにいらっしゃい。いいにゃ。さあ、早く。
Don't pressure her. I won't help anybody.
Yuuya!
Sorry about this, Inia. I'll have to continue this conversation later. Hey, don't be rough with her.
貴様が口を挟む話ではない。失礼する。
Fetch me. Go on. I'd be so upset. I'd be like, no, you don't. Martika. I don't remember seeing her around before. Must be a recent addition to Idle Test Flight. But dang, she's the spitting image of Kriska. I'm guessing it's clones. Like, so, I bet you Kriska and Inia aren't even the originals from Alternative 3. They're probably clones or copies. Oh, wait a minute. I kind of thought a long time ago, I drew a comparison that, but I thought, like, honestly, it was very surface level, just simply based on the hair color and mannerisms and even, like, the headgear of like, Kriska, Inia, and Kasumi from Alternative. But what if they're because Kasumi is obviously, she's from Alternative 3. She was clearly a success. In fact, she might have been like one of the few successes, right? And the best of them. So what if the Soviets lost track of her because she was utilized in Alternative 3's actionable program, where she was then brought into a UN task force, and from there, Yoko Sensei took her, like essentially inducted her into her program for Alternative 4. And the Soviets, probably very upset, but couldn't do anything about it. But they had genetic samples from where they grew her. So what if they used samples from the successfuls to make clones? Because it's far more likely that by cloning the DNA to have a successive result, considering how many tests and how much like genetic kind of filtering had to be done just to get to the even remotely psionic successes. So Inia, she's always looked a lot like Kasumi, maybe like a little bit older version of Kasumi. What if that's literally true? What if she's a direct clone of Kasumi, and that's why she's the stronger of the two? And then Kuriska and whatever her name is are clones of other test subjects that were maybe not as successful, but had other talents that could be utilized in conjunction. Yeah, I always wondered about that. Maybe there's a genetic direct connection between Kasumi and Inia, because there are shocking similarities. Like the way they look are just very, very similar. Interesting.
おかしいの。クリスカも。私も。おかしいの。このままだといらなくなっちゃうの。私もクリスカもダメになっちゃう。
Gosh darn it! This means like it's bad no matter what. Because if we lose, the XFJ program's finished essentially. If we win, Kriska and Inia might be finished. Fetch. That sucks. Is the Soviet Union really going to fire them? Why? They beat the crap out of us, for crying out loud. What did they even do wrong? Ugh. They're adjusting her.
試験延期?
Oh, really? I thought they were going to be happening. Oh, you know what? That's right. They mentioned it last time. And Ready Player 2 just triggered, whatever that's for. But yeah. So they've been delayed. So we aren't doing that today.
今朝正式にソ連側より通達があった。ビエルクトに試験継続困難な不具合が発生したそうだ。
Oh, man.
延期っていつまでですか？
未定だ。試験日程はソ連側の状況が整い次第再設定。我々はその間も XFJ 計画を継続する。
Ah, that's annoying because we've been hyping ourselves up.
日本側にはソ連から連絡を取り、承諾を得たそうだ。
なんだか嘘くさいな。本当に不具合なんか出たのか？
うさんくさいっちゃそうだが、恐れをなして逃げ出したってのだけは違うぜ、タリサ。
そんなこと言ってないだろ。
むしろ命拾いをしたって感じかしら。
わかってるってば。
Yeah, I would tell you. I'd be like, look, I saw something weird last night. The moment the IJA made some moves and Yui's back on the shop floor, the trials are suddenly called off. Wonder what Eni's relationship with that Martika chick is.
私もクリスカもダメになっちゃう。
Will be done for. There's no way that was a throwaway comment.
さて、本日の我々の予定だが、こちらも94セカンドの緊急点検により、実機訓練は不可能だ。
え？なんかそんなにまずいことあった？
あんただよ、学んだらしょい。散々オーバー G かましやがって。レーザー超音波計測すんの。
Oh, that's true. We were pushing them pretty hard. Yeah, that makes sense that they'd be like, oh, we have a breather? Okay, full tear down. Let's make sure we didn't break anything.
え？
必死こいて逃げまくってたからな。
逃げてたって言うな。でもあのぐらいで、アクティブイーグルはもっと。
比べ物にならねえよ。死にそうになっといてよく言うぜ。
けど、それ言うならユーヤだって。
もちろん計測はするさ。記録を見た限り、2機とも設計上問題ない範囲に収まってるが、安全面を考えるときちんと見ておかないと。
Exactly. They were going to give the green light for the test today, but now they have a window to actually do some teardown and re-examine. Absolutely.
始末書は不要だから安心しろ。
That's good.
よかった。
She's like, oh, thank goodness.
もしかしたら、ソ連機の不具合ってのはそれかもしれんな。あの無茶苦茶な軌道。対峙性能的には、ベールクトの方が優れちゃいるんだろうが、動きはタリサの比じゃねえもんな。
That's probably true.
そう考えるとさ、ソ連の整備兵、毎日大変そうだよな。
いやいや、こっちも十分大変だからな。
幸運にも手に入れた猶予をどう使うか。ブルーフラッグでインフィニティーズと戦っていた方がマシだったかもね。
You know, if they're still here, we could try and whip up some mock trials with them.
はは、究極の選択だな、そりゃ。
Commander, could we have permission to use the simulators?
何をするつもりだ？
I have a couple ideas we could try in our next team battle, and I want to iron out the kinks.
よかろう。確認して、後ほど知らせる。
Understood.
全然見えないな。こりゃ全バラシか？だったら少しは気も晴れるんだけどな。
You'd think, but we know there's some other really sketch stuff going.
それより、ユウヤはどうしたんだ？
ああ、シミュレーター使用の許可が下りた途端、飛んでいったわよ。
高村が戻って、また意気込み空回りなんてことにならなきゃいいけどな。
Yeah.
壊すぞ、あいつ。
You know, though, if he didn't, he wouldn't be Yuuya.
そういうんじゃないと思うわよ。ユウヤが94セカンドの改良ポイントをまとめて上申書を作っていたのは知ってる？
ああ、ユイ姫が死んだっつって気持ち紛らわすために作ってたやつだろ。
あれからも修正を重ねてやっと完成したものを昨日高村中尉に提出したの。
Okay. How is he testing the changes?
あいつはどこまで行っても94セカンドだな。こんなに興味はないのかね。
Yeah, come on, doesn't he have any carnal pleasures?
あったとしても、お前じゃな。
Hey.
バカ、あたしじゃねえよ。
そうよ。
There she is.
惹かれるわけないでしょ。
Oh, Yuuya. I still say Yuuya is pretty good. She's fantastic, and she might have to like win the ultimate crown of best girl. But Yufei, I still like her a lot.
お前もな。どこにでも巻いて出てくるんじゃねえよ。ベータかよ。
What are you, a beta?
おだまりバカチワワ。
それしかねえのか、ベータ女。
You know what? I think cute Yui smile is pretty strong contender, but that's gotta be a thumbnail right there.
やれやれ。こいつらに比べたら確かに。
Oh, hey, there's Kiska.
あっちの方が可愛げもあるわな。しかも今まで挑戦としてた分、ギャップもたまらん。
Man, though, she's looking for him. I kind of wish he were here. It'd be really good if he could go talk to her.
何言ってんだ。ユーヤがあんなのに惚れるわけないだろ。
I don't know. I don't know.
そうよ。今さら女の弱さを売り物にした小芝居に騙されるわけないわ。
お、珍しく意見一致してるじゃないの。
Like, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
なんでだよ。
ユーヤのこと、分かったふな口聞くなよ。
To be fair, Yufei's been able to predict and accurately, like, kind of kind of understand his mind a lot better than I think anybody else.
そっちこそ完全に射程外なんだから引っ込んでなさい。
こいつらは。
私のこと、全然話題に上らないけど、
Uh-oh.
そんなに可愛げないかしら？
VG, retreat, tactical retreat, in order, just run. There's no happy ending here.
いや、お前もか？
Oh, phew.
冗談はさておき。ゆうやの入れ込みようにも困ったものよね。
Yeah, because you're on Team Yuuya. Ah, there she is. Come on. Oh, this is surprising.
高村注意。復帰おめでとう、注意。怪我も大したことなく、何よりだ。
ありがとう、少尉。こんなところで何をしている？ブリッジスを待っているのか？
それは。いや、そうだ。ユーヤを待っていた。
ユーヤ？
Oh,
注
yeah.
意は、ユーヤと呼ぶのだな。
Oh, yeah. That's the fortune that Yuuya did miss a lot of development. She's like, crap. She made
あること
progress.
を尋ねるが、少尉はいつからユーヤブリッジス少尉をファーストネームで。
いつだったか。つい先日、ユーヤがそれでいいと言ってくれたんだ。
She's like, take it, crap.
その方が言いやすい。
She's like, oh, shoot.
なんだよ。隠れて呼ぶぐらいなら堂々とすりゃいいだろ。だいたい、そんな特別なことかよ。同じ目標に向かうチームのメンバーなんだ。ファーストネームで呼ぶぐらい普通じゃねえか。
It's so weird hearing his voice. It's kind of like when we heard Takaru's voice. And I was like, oh, man. I got used to him being me. And I don't sound that cool.
今までいろいろあったけど。俺だって。もう認めてんだよ。お前がすごいやつだってことはな。
釣った魚に餌をやらないあんたが、私にそんなこと言う資格あるの？
That was a great shot right there.
あんたには十分な時間があったでしょ。それを棒に振ったのは誰？
She's like, crap.
どうした？気分が優れないのか？
いや、大丈夫だ。
そうか。ところで、高村注意。ユーヤがどこにいるか知らないか？
今はミーティング中だが、居場所を知ってどうするつもりだ？
ユーヤに会うと、気持ちが落ち着くんだ。
Fetch me. Like, yeah, we're approaching the point where even, like, Kriska, who's never been taught what, like, emotions are, might actually be kind of piecing together that she's actually infatuated with him. Like, she might be finally kind of coalescing that. She's like, Yui's like, oh, crap.
だから会いに来た。
なんだ？一体何が起きているというんだ？
What have I missed?
何か言ったか？
いや、なんでもないぞ。なんでもないとも。ビアチャノは少尉、言いにくい話ではあるが、ユーヤの居場所は知っていても教えられない。
どういうことだ？
どうもこうもない。今、イーダル正体と我々は比較試験の真っ最中ではないか。あらぬ権限を呼ぶような行いは責任者として看過できない。
Interesting that Yui is having this conversation with Kriska, because it's hard to imagine, but like a few, like a month ago, like this conversation would have been reversed. She's like, oh, right.
そうか。
私は意地悪で言っているのではないぞ。
いや、注意の指摘はもっともだ。確かに、今私たちが直接会うことに問題があるというのもわかる。
That might be an understatement of the century.
そうだ、しまった。 今日からこのフェンスの先に踏み入ること自体を禁じられていたんだ。
Aww. Fetch me. So she had permission before and now she's being told no. No more.
なるほど。ソ連側も我々と一定の距離を。至極当然の配慮だ。
I'm so freaking stressed.
困ったな。ユウヤのことを考えると、他のことがおろそかになってしまう。
Yui's like, oh crap!
ビアチェノは少尉。以前、ユウヤに相談に来た時より、状態は悪化しているのか。
Condition.
そうだな。テロの収束以降、ますます集中が乱れてしまうようになったのは確かだ。
Oh man.
心当たりは、上官からのプレッシャー以外に何か見つかったのか？
よくわからない。どうやら、プレッシャーだけではないようなのだが、答えを見つけようにも、未だ手がかりすら見つかっていないんだ。
So she still hasn't conceptualized it.
そうだったのか。
邪魔をしてすまなかった、高村中尉。警告に従い、私はそろそろ失礼する。
ああ。
先のテロで共に戦えたことを誇りに思う。だが、中尉の言う通り、私たちは本来、慣れ合って良い関係ではない。
Yui's gonna be like, why can't you say that Yuuya? I mean, nothing.
評価試験、早く再開されることを祈っている。お互いに全力を尽くそう。では。
待て！貴様はそれでいいのか？
何の話だ？いいも悪いもなく、私は祖国のために戦うだけだ。
Yeah, that makes sense.
ユウヤのことはそれでいいのか？だって貴様は。
何よりもまず、私はソビエト陸軍の英士だからな。
She's like, I'd love to see him again, but my duty comes first. Even him.
ビアチェノは少尉。
では、失礼する。
待て、ビアチェノは少尉。
Oh, interesting.
注意、何か？
ユウヤはミーティング中で無理だが。
え？
私でよければ、話を聞こう。
Oh, that'd be nice.
高村中
It'd be good to talk to her.
評価試験は延期になっている。テロを共に戦った戦友同士だ。この相談に乗る間ぐらい、敵味方なく協力し合うのもいいだろう。
That's a good answer.
なるほど。
ユウヤの世界を守る。イニアと誓ったあの言葉。
Right.
おそらく、あれ以降、症状が悪化しているようなのだ。
そうか。やはりな。
なんだ？注意には何か思い当たることがあるのか？
I like this. This is like they're back to back, but like with the fence between them. That's cool.
いや、やはりその答えは、ビアチェノは少尉自身で見つけるべきだ。
だが、
安心していい。もうすぐだ。もうすぐ見つかる。
そういうものか。
ああ。私のような牧年人でも自力で見つけられたのだ。必ずやれる。
She's like, look, I've been a dense idiot before. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out.
よくはわからないが、注意の見立てに従い、もう少し様子を見てみることにしよう。
ああ、それがいい。自分で見つけなければ、絶対後悔する。
相談に乗ってくれてありがとう、注意。これで、私たちは敵同士というわけだな。
Well, enemies is a bit strong, isn't it?
敵か。そうであれば、まだマシだった。
I think the answer is rivals.
どういう意味だ？
私たちは敵ではない。もっと厄介で立ちが悪い関係だ。
敵より手強い敵。知っているなら教えてくれ。
恋敵だ。
Oh, fetch!
恋敵。
いずれにせよ、お互い負けるわけにはいかないな。
Right. Uh-oh.
ビャチェノは少尉。
Uh-oh.
ユーヤ・ブリッジスと会ったのか。もはや、見る影もない。ブリッジスの色は確かに美しい。あの男は良き触媒となって、貴様の安定に貢献したのだろう。
So, it stabilized her. She's almost mocking her, making it sound like it's like, is she like lying? Or is it true, but it somehow has like inhibited her ability to work? I guess I'm just confused here.
だが、
Oh, fetch me.
駒になぜ自我があるのか。我々の存在価値が何であるのか。忘れたとは言わせない。
Oh, this is going well.
貴様とイーニアは違う。イーニアには価値がある。しかし、貴様の代わりはいくらでもいる。
So, Enia's the key, but she's just kind of like an enhancer. Like a catalyst is a good word.
私がその証拠だ。もはや研究は次の段階に進んでいる。貴様がもたらしてくれた成果のおかげでな。貴様の色。醜いな。
It's that, so they must experience like the psionic abilities of seeing is via color. Like they can see people's personalities, I'm guessing, or like their moods. Poor Kiska. Fetch me. That sucks.
ユウヤ
Oh, hey. Hey.
どうしたんだ
I brought you a little something.
提案書。
Another one? Pick us up from yesterday's discussion.
大丈夫かずいぶん疲れているようだが。
I'm fine. That's what matters. This is what matters. Please. We won't have a second chance. If we don't take it, this is as far as the Shirinir second goes. I know the Shirinir second can be improved further. I feel it in my bones. Please don't let it end here.
わかった。とにかく見てみよう。
Uh-oh. Yuuya, I know you like him, but you might need to shut him down here. Thank you.
待て少し、部屋で休んでいくか。
Ooh. Nah, I'm good. I'd rather you read the report right away. You stupid! Ah. Man, that guy. He sucks.
知らぬい新潟の維持旋回能力について、まさか、これをまとめるためにシミュレーターにこもって。なんという無茶を。
Yeah, like, intervention.
いや、しかし、この数値は、やはり。XFJ 計画の高村唯一尉だ。ハイネマン氏と至急面会したい。
Okay. I wonder if he found something.
お時間をいただき、恐縮です。
いえいえ、構わないよ。
は。
では早速本題に入ろうか。昨日もらったこの上申書だけどね。
はい。
実にテストパイロットらしい的確な不満だね。指摘されるだろうなと思ったところは外してないし、ユニークな提案もある。
Like I said, he says like it's a nice big bundle of mostly obvious stuff, but it's got a few things in there.
それにしても、ここに一人で到達するとは、さすがはアメリカ軍トップテストパイロットだね。
私も驚きました。
わざわざ彼を指名した甲斐があったというものだよ。
ブリッジ少尉の登用は、 ハイネマンさんのご指名だったのですか？
おや、知らなかったかな？以前から彼の経歴には敬意を払っていてね。
最先端の軍事機密に触れた者が他国との共同開発の舞台に出てくることに驚いていましたが、そういうことでしたか？
Yeah, well, they also don't have the other side of it that everyone on his team was just sick of him being there.
そうそう。さて、それで彼が優秀なのを再確認できたことはいいとして、注意は
Sorry, I
知らぬ
interrupted
新
him.
潟のさらなる回収を上申いたします。
さらなる回収。もしかして、この上申書に従ってということではないだろうね。
それは。
ブリッジス少尉の指摘は的確だ。しかし、XFJ 計画はすでに仕上げ段階に差し掛かっているんだよ。それに、今からこの要求に応える意味はないよ。わかっているだろうが。
Because the numbers have already been procured, so even if they perform well with modifications in this last fight, it's not likely to tip the scales much.
承知しております。私の上申は、まさにその件です。
はて、注意の言わんとするところがよくわからないね。
計画終了後、日本国内での極秘換装が予定されていた XFJ 計画の真髄。
Ah, interesting.
フェーズ3強化モジュール実装の前倒しをお願いしたいのです。
Okay, phase 3. What's with these tanks? Ugh, I want to keep going, but I think this is a good place for us to stop. If I keep getting too deep into this, I'm going to be here for 3 hours. And as much fun as that might be for you, it's a pain, and it's a lot of overextension and burnout. So I'm going to stop here, and we're going to hopefully learn more about Inia and Kriska and see where these things take us. But now we kind of see some of the directions we're going. Phase 3. Apparently we haven't even seen yet, so I wonder what Phase 3 of the Shiryu Second's upgrade modules are going to be. And it's interesting that she's willing to divulge to Heinemann that, like, even if the XFJ program isn't broadly adopted, it looks like they're still planning on, like, revamping the Shirunuis currently in field. So even if they don't get the proper funding, it looks like some of them are going to get reinvigorated anyway, like regardless of like the broader scope of the project, which is interesting that like, why would that be a hidden agenda? Like wasn't it pretty obvious that this was meant to be an adopted process? So like, why? Like what's different about Phase 3? Like, why wasn't it implemented before? And why would it make a difference now if the program's winding down? Like, what were they waiting for? Like, if they don't have many more time and they're going to utilize what they learned from the XFJ program anyway, like, why wait? So, I hope we get that answer, because that's very strange. I'm also really interested to learn more about the Alternative 3 pilots, people, and just, like, this whole set of the program, because, like, it's really cool to see that they really thought out like what it was and are like extrapolating the idea of the Soviets having helped develop and cultivate the technology necessary to pull off Alternative 3 to begin with. How would they utilize that technology post Alternative 3? You know, because the funding dried up, UN no longer supported it. It was proven to be futile because when they did try to contact the beta and they actually did make some basic communication, it was utterly pointless. So seeing them take this and be like, we're not going to throw this technology away, we're going to try and make it into something else. And I've really enjoyed learning about it, so hopefully we get to continue to do so. But regardless of that, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, especially for the patrons and members. Your support means the world to me. Makes it so I can continue to push and try and make newer, better content and more consistent content all the time. And I also just appreciate anyone who's here watching. If you're still here listening, it means the world to me. It helps with algorithms. It helps with likes and comments and all of that. Like, it genuinely makes a big difference to the YouTube, like, algorithm deity or whatever it is that actually makes things function on the channel. So I do appreciate it. Every little bit helps. So don't feel like you need to directly support me. Like, you do plenty by being here. But those who go above and beyond, I hope I can make it worth your while, and I'll do my absolute best to be worthy of that support. So thank you. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a great week. And until next video, watch me, I'll see you next. I'll see you there.